cool. Guys, I'm just waiting for the thing to catch up. Should tell me that I'm live right now. Come on. There we go. There we go. I think we're in business. Cool. Yes. Sick. We are live. Cool. Yeah, it was bad. Having my ass off glad. Guns, pretty much full rebooting by Rock. You had 15 years. How could you make something so empty? Yeah, empty. Seriously, something so empty. I'm gonna pull up my photos right now. Let me go to here. Where is it? Photos. Why aren't you working? Pictures. Okay, cool. Need to like that. That full. And then we'll start here, I guess. So yeah, we're gonna have this as the backdrop. Let me just full screen this. I might just leave it here, and if I feel like moving it again, I probably will. But yeah, guys, this will be my spoiler review for Black Adam. I just got done watching it. I want to say a couple of hours ago. It's cookie baking day here for the fam, so the family was over, and they just left now, so that's why I was finally able to make this video. But when I watched this movie, guys, I didn't really even know what to expect other than the fact that I already knew it was going to be trashed by the trailers. So going into this movie, I was so confused. I was like, because at the start of this movie, we get a voiceover from a kid. And right away, I was thinking, okay, it's probably, Black Adam's kid that's probably saying this stuff, I would assume. And right away, when I found out the story that the kid is the one that pretty much takes this crown, and mind you, their country is called Kanda, if I'm correct, and it sounded a lot like Wakanda, and I don't know if in the comics, because I don't really know much about Black Adam, but I was very confused because right when they said when they introduced us to Black Adam's home, it's called Kanda, and I was like, okay, it sounds like Wakanda. I don't know if in the Black Adam comic books that's an actual place in DC. I don't know if Wakanda was first and then they did Kanda or vice versa. I don't know, but it sounded a lot like Wakanda to me. And also this rare, material, this rare metal that's in, Kanda it reminded me a lot of vibranium. I got a lot of copy and paste from this movie. Again, I don't know if this is something that's in the comics, where he's from, and that, I wasn't really quite sure. But from what I understand, it sounded like they copied a lot from Black Panther, with the rare metal, or that was in their home, their country of Wakanda, reminded me of Wakanda. I was like, okay, this looks very copy and paste, and then we end up finding out that the son is the one that's tired of them being slaves to the dude that took over their country, and he pretty much says that to his father. And I was like, okay, I assumed his father was Black Adam. So right away I was like, his father's like, we just have to do what we need to be doing. We need to get more of the secret, or more of this rare metal. And we just got to suck it up about being slaves. We just have to do that. Essentially, that's how we're gonna survive, and blah 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 blah. And his son's like, we need heroes though. It's not like we have to do this. We have to stand up. We have the world needs heroes. He ends up pretty much taking the special metal, the rare metal, ends up like running away with it, and he ends up being the one that ends up becoming, Black Adam. And I was very confused because I was like, wait, the trailers told us that Black Adam's wife and son die, and he is the one that ends up dying too, but he ends up, getting imbued with the Shazam power, ends up getting revenge. I was like, okay. So I was like, I'm so confused. I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, if he's there, the father, but how is the son becoming Black Adam? I was so confused on that. I was like, wait a second, this isn't making any sense. And my sister's like, okay, well, maybe that's just maybe Black Adam will tell us that's the story that they want you to think, because it's a legendary story about how, Black Adam is the savior of Kanda, and pretty much, ends up, taking out the ruler, and before he, like, I guess before he turns into the devil, because apparently this crown makes you turn into a devil figure, which I was very confused about. And I guess he destroyed the Lord of Konda, the one that took over, and pretty much I guess ended up disappearing. And that's when we get to like present day. It's futuristic tech in Konda. It's no longer like how it was before. Right away, I was like, this doesn't make any sense in the world of the DC universe. That the world of that has already been built here of what's going on in the DC universe, to have all this high tech of this rare material only in this place. When I was saying to my sister, I was like, if this rare material existed that's making these literal flying speeder bikes that look like they're from Star Wars, I was like, there's no way that this wouldn't be going into, where Batman is and Gotham, or where, or make its way around the world. I was like, this I just don't buy it. Like, that this rare material hasn't made it anywhere else. I was like, I just don't buy this at all. So right away, we kind of get an understanding of that. We get introduced to this son. Here, I'm trying to find it real quick. We get introduced to this girl and her son. And mind you, I did not like her kid. This dude kept skateboarding around the entire movie, and I was so annoyed. I said to myself, you know what? I've never wanted to break a skateboard more in my entire life. More than I do right now, because this kid just kept skateboarding around the movie. He was really annoying. The movie kept focusing in on this character and her son, and I was really annoyed on the fact. I was like, okay, like, is there a reason we're focusing in on this boy? This boy and this, or I guess her and her son. Is there a reason that we're focusing in on these two characters? There was no reason for it. We just end up literally going around the movie with these two characters, and we don't know why she's on the run. I'm very confused why she's on the run, but she's wanted by these police. Like, they're like futuristic police on these bikes, and she ends up finding, she like knows where the tomb is, or knows where the crown is. That whoever, I guess, wears the crown, I guess, gets ultimate power. Like, but she knows about how there was a protector of Konda way back when, but she doesn't know that he is there. So the moment where she ends up going there for the crown, I was very confused, because I was like, clearly she knows that, she didn't know it was a tomb for Black Adam. She just knew that the crown was there. So when she ended up saying the words Shazam, when there ends up becoming an ambush, she ends up summoning Black Adam. And I was very confused I was very confused. I was like, okay, one, I'm not quite sure where Black Adam went when he disappeared in the beginning of the movie. I'm confused that the son became Black Adam, from what my understanding is. And to find out, going on, I'm trying to like also get to your like comments too. I like Black Adam. It's a good movie to watch. I give it a B today. It is my birthday. I'm 41 years old. Hey, yeah, shout out to you, man. Or shout out to you, Sam, Bib, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, but shout out to you, Sam. Happy birthday. Derpy, lol. I knew it was poop when I heard Justice Society was in it. This movie makes zero attempt to actually make a coherent story. It doesn't care about country or consistency and forces. Explanation and dialogue to serve as character development. Yeah, this kid was off-brand John Connor, so annoying. Yeah, again, like I said, I really just was so confused why we were focusing it on this kid, her and her son. I was just very confused. I was like, it made sense to the point where she like said that was a family heirloom and it got passed down. It was like it got passed down from generation to generation, and like it started like in the beginning of Konda where everybody was free, and pretty much so I thought, I was like, okay, like is his because again I kept thinking, so is his mother related to her? Like, is it her great whatever? Like, is she related to Black Adam? I was like, okay, is that why she has like that, that kind of special metal? I was like, is she like related to Black Adam? Because mind you, I think Black Adam is still that kid at this time. So I was like, oh my god, so it's like, is his mother like her great whatever to this girl right here? So I was like, is that why she has that thing that got passed down from generation to generation? Is that why she's telling her son, you'll get your moment to be a hero, like you'll get your time? But that ended up being them not be related in the movie, and that just makes no sense. Like, they didn't roll back around why she has this, of this rare material that, and also, if it's so rare, why is everybody flying around with this like rare metal material? I was like, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense how this rare material got here. It doesn't make any sense why it's nowhere else. I was like, they're just not making any sense right now. And I was right now, I'm thinking the movie lied to us in the trailer of us thinking Black Adam lost his son and his wife, and he ends up wanting to get revenge. That's how he gets these powers. I was like, this movie lied to me until we get later in the movie. And we end up finding out that the son actually did get the abilities, but the son, but the Lord, the one ruler to hurt, Black Adam's son, or I guess, his son, he ended up going after his, the kids, of course, mother and father, which again, the father is Black Adam, ends up killing the mother and father to get revenge on the champion that's trying to challenge the Lord to stop him from getting the crown and to take over, essentially, to like really be the protector of Wakanda, or Kanda. That's what I'm trying to say, Kanda. So the thing I got is that the son ended up giving the powers to Black Adam, and so that way he could be the protector of Kanda and pretty much take out the ruler. So I was like, okay, but then the son ends up getting impaled with ends up getting shot with an arrow, and then he ends up going on like on a chaotic spree, which, mind you, it wasn't very chaotic. He only killed the ruler of Kanda and only killed his minions. He didn't like destroy Kanda or anything. So the fact that the justice let me go here. The fact that the Justice Society of America, Hawkman, let me keep going, of course, Atom Smasher and Cyclone, and I'm pretty sure I have Dr. Fate somewhere in here. I'm trying to find Dr. Fate. Yeah, there we go. And Dr. Fate, I was very, let me go back to the main thing real quick. Yeah, I was very like, why are you going after him? Because he is not this menace that you're claiming. You said that he destroyed Kanda in his fit of rage. I was like, no, he didn't. He's only going after people that are causing harm to people. So I was like, you're already not making sense, Justice Society of America. One, Amanda Waller would never call this team. I had a hard time believing that Amanda Waller would call the Justice Society of America when they know the Justice League exists. I told my sister it would make sense if to fight, like, because I was like, because also, like, if this is in the time of, like, the Justice League exists, on top of Superman is here. So it's not even in the time of, like, Superman is dead, and this takes place after BVS. It doesn't. So I was like, you can't do a movie like this where a character like Black Adam exists, and also you have this big villain showing up at the end, this big devilish villain, which I'm gonna go back, this big devilish villain, and you're not, and Amanda Waller is going to call in the Justice Society of America instead of the Justice League with Superman being there and alive. So I was like, I find that very hard to believe. That also, even before they knew that this dude was about to show up, and we're just stuck with, Black Adam being, being a so-called a terror to Kanda, and he's very dangerous, and he's not supposed to he wasn't supposed to wake up, and he wasn't supposed to be in our modern day. He was that was a tomb that, that one, that this one girl with her son figured out, like, oh my god, that I just, when we found the crown, we weren't coming there for you, we wanted to get the crown, and we wanted to use that for power. We didn't know, like, because they knew of a ruler, but they didn't know that they could summon the ruler. At least that's what I thought until she read the thing. That's when she knew she could summon, Black Adam. So the fact of it is that I was so confused on, them, because I would assume they knew if they used that crown that bad things would happen. So really, right away, if they know the lore of Black Adam being the protector, why would they want to use the crown to, to stop, everybody from, pretty much it was like pretty much, give themselves power. I was very confused by that. So I was like, how come you're wanting to find the crown if you know the story of what the crown will do and much chaos it will cause? So that was just very confusing to me. They didn't go there to resurrect Black Adam or whatever, to or get him, or free him. So I was like, why are they going there if they know the story about a protector of which is Black Adam? Why would they go there to realize that, to not know that they could do that until she realized at that moment she could do this? I was very confused on, like, if she wasn't going to go there to resurrect Black Adam, intentionally, like, why would she go there to get the crown if she knows what mayhem it will cause? That was another thing that didn't make sense to me. And the fact of, again, about, when she found out, oh my God, the Justice Society of America is telling me that, that you were imprisoned because of, the Wizard of Shazam imprisoned Black Adam because that he did kill people. And he was unfit to be using those powers or whatever. So he ended up, making that his prison, which that's where the crown was as well. So right when she ends up finding that out, she's kind of like, it's like, it doesn't really faze her, because she's so happy that she released Black Adam because he is the person that Kanda needs, and the fact of them still kind of, being controlled in their own country. So in reality, it's like when we have Atom Smasher, and when we have Cyclone, and when we have Hawkman, which I'm going to go back to Hawkman, when we have Hawkman, and of course we have Dr. Fate, which is right here, I honestly was not impressed by Dr. Fate at all. I thought the CGI was a little bit weird, and I know that Dr. Fate is a character way before Doctor Strange, but it reminded me way too similar of Doctor Strange. Again, I know that it's probably a copy and paste thing here, but I feel like the only thing that's really, the only thing, I feel like in a way I prefer Doctor Strange. And again, I don't know if it's because they wrote that character better, and we've seen so much of that character, and we've only seen so little of Dr. Fate, how Dr. Fate dies in this movie. So I don't know, I feel like Marvel did that character a bit better when it comes to movies. Again, I've never read the comic books with Doctor Strange. I've never read the Doctor Fate comic books, but I gotta say it feels very copy and paste to me. Again, I feel like it's just because, they did that character better in the movies, and they didn't really do that character here. Maybe if they would have done them a little bit better, I would have been like, oh, that was such a great character. But I feel like for the little time that we had of, I'm already, like, forgetting his name. So let me know down in the comments below, because I'm like, blanking on this dude's name, the actor that plays him. But I thought he did a really good job for the little time that he was in here. But honestly, I wasn't very impressed. I felt like what they've done with Doctor Strange in the movies was they did it a lot better, in my personal opinion, with like magic and stuff like that. That's just my personal opinion. And Hawkman, I thought he had two cool sequences. I thought when he jumped out of the plane, to save the two bad guys that Black Adam dropped, I thought that was really cool. His costume kind of like came out of nowhere, like it like totally like came off, and like I couldn't tell if like the wings are actually attached to him, like, or they're just like something that's a part of his suit. I think they're actually like his wings, like how it is in the comics and stuff. So I thought that was really cool. And also when he turned his axe, or turned his like mallet into an axe, which I'm trying to find that, if I even have that. I might not. No, but there was a moment where like he had his axe that turned in, like his mallet that turned into an axe, that I thought was really cool. Pierce Brosnan, thank you, Super Oz, I appreciate it. Was perfect casting for Fate. Then they nerfed and wasted him. Yeah, they definitely did. Because I know Dr. Fate, of course, from the Justice Games or whatever, or I forget what they were called, but I've seen Dr. Fate before, but he seems like really cool, but I don't know, it feels like they just did not do that character very well. I feel like, again, Pierce Brosnan did an amazing job. I just feel like they should have given him a lot better material. I just felt like he was kind of boring, and I felt like just the CGI really wasn't all that well, and I felt like he just felt very nerfed. I felt like if Doctor Strange and him were to fight, I think he would win, Doctor Strange. That's just me. I think it's because I've just seen more with Doctor Strange to think that he would beat him. But also, like I said, this devil dude, what the hell is this? And this is at the very end where this devil dude ends up popping out of nowhere. I was like, this is dumb. He's really the greater villain. Ends up being one of the girls, kind of, I guess, one of her friends or whatever, that goes on her expedition to find the tomb that has the crown. and he ends up being a bad guy. He ends up being actually a part of the bloodline of the ruler of Wakanda back in like in back in the olden day. And he ends up pretty much wanting to, you know, he's the only one that can wear the crown because of the bloodline, and he wants to like get revenge and wants to be a ruler of Wakanda. And I was like, okay, I was like, this is just some of your typical, I feel like DC movie where a big bad pops up at the end like this. Someone, and especially I was not shocked by the way this CGI looked on this thing. I was like, this looks like DC CGI. And this is the problem. One of the biggest problems I've had with DC is their CGI is not good. And this looks like a video game character back in the day. And this movie felt very 2000s to me. It felt like almost like G.I. Joe, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Like that old, I think G.I. Joe came out in the 2000s, I think. But it felt very G.I. Joe, like the first movie that we got. And I mean, no shade to G.I. Joe, the first movie. I actually liked it when I was younger, and I still do. But I like it, you know what I mean? But I like it because it was in that time, and I felt like it worked for me when I was younger, and I feel like it's also nostalgia for me because I liked it when I was younger, and I still like it now. And it fits for that CGI when it was back then. But I feel like this movie should not feel and look like a movie that was made back in the 2000s. I just felt like it just didn't work, and it felt like the script felt like very 2000s. It just felt very funny, this movie. And it wasn't supposed to be funny, this movie. It felt like it had the vibe of G.I. Joe. It wasn't supposed to be, like, G.I. Joe had its funny moments, but, like, it felt like that. It was kind of, like, campy, and it kind of felt like it was supposed to be, it felt like the movie wanted to take itself serious, but I couldn't take it serious. And it's just like, oh, of course, your typical big bad that would show up in a DC movie. I did not like it at all. I was like, what the hell? Especially this final battle where, like, the dude is, like, fighting the Justice Society of America, and he's fighting Hawkman, he's fighting Atom Smasher, he's fighting Cyclone, he's fighting, a Dr. Fate, and this kid, again, I wanted to trip this kid because of him and that damn skateboard, and us just focusing on the mother and the son the whole entire time with the mother's brother was so annoying to me. I was like, why are we focusing on these characters so much? It's like ruining what we're trying to do with Black Adam. I was like, I don't like it at all. And this stupid, like, him raising the dead, and with these stupid skull creatures, and like what? The funniest part is when the kid ends up going on the skateboard, rolling in the frame, and you see his mother, and you see the mother's brother, and he comes back with like the whole entire like country, and it's so slow mo, and he's rolling so slow with the stupid cape on. And he's like, yeah. It's like, no, I did not like that. I thought it was goofy as shit. I was like, what are we watching here? Why? And you know what's funny to me is that they kind of did a similar scene to this in Thor: Love and Thunder, where it's Thor is giving everybody imbues them with the power of Thor. But I thought they did that better. It made more sense. It looked a lot better. It was cooler. I actually liked that scene when I was in the theater. Why? Just this didn't work. And I feel like that's one of the problems, that they focus too much on these side characters that no one cares about, if I'm being honest. I was like, what? I hated it. And Cyclone and Atom Smasher, Noah Centineo as Atom Smasher, I thought was okay. A lot of his stuff he said, I didn't think it was very funny. The costume was cool. I liked it. The mask, too much like Deadpool. I did not like that. I was like, this is too much like Deadpool the Mask. If you guys watch the movie, you guys know what I'm talking about. I have a quick question. Do you have a theory for Fantastic Four, how they are introduced? Okay. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be through the multiverse. That's how they're going to get there. I don't like the whole Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness when he said did you guys charter in the 60s? I hope they're not trapped. Like, they were there earlier and they got trapped in the quantum realm. I hope that shit doesn't happen. But I'm hoping it's through the multiverse, I would assume. I feel like that's the only way they could really do it, unless like we see them just gradually start now and we see them get their abilities. I'd rather see that than them be there the entire time but being trapped somewhere. I kind of just don't like that. But you never know. We'll see what we get. Yeah, I watched this movie earlier. I didn't like it. 2 out of 10. Yeah, I agree with you. Definitely a 2 out of 10. Or no, actually, I don't even know, a 2 out of 10. I give this like the lowest grade ever. You know what I mean? It's like it's bad. I love Thor: Love and Thunder. Yeah, Black Adam, and some people actually take Black Adam over it. Like, bruh. Exactly, Super Wise. They're bullshit. That's the, see, that right there is the DC fans coming out of the woodwork, not like just admitting when a movie is bad and they want to dog on Marvel or whatever, and it's like, no, that movie was clearly better CGI, better story. People can hate Thor: Love and Thunder all they want, but I love that movie as well, bro. So I agree. But yeah, I just thought the mask was too much like Deadpool. The costume was pretty cool, especially when he put on the mask for the first time and is like, in it, like his breath like made it blow up at first. Like you could see his breath like bubble up the mask. I thought that was weird. I was like, I don't know if I really like that much. Cyclone was a very forgettable character, and it's upsetting because, you know, the actress seems very cool, and, you know, and seemed really excited to play this character, but she didn't really have much to do. When she did her cyclone sequences, it just looked like she was throwing wind. I thought that was kind of boring. I just don't know. I felt like these characters, when they went to go fight Black Adam, like the Justice Society of America to fight Black Adam, just felt like, no, I don't see Amanda Waller calling them in if Black Adam is such a big threat. If such a big threat to what they're making him sound like he is. Like, you mean like the Justice Society of America, of all like the history of him of destroying Conda, he really didn't. So them coming to fight Black Adam, you know, I just thought that was very weird. I was like, you're coming to fight Black Adam for what reason exactly? Let me get back to this. Because it's like he's not really hurting anybody or trying to destroy anything. I was like, what are we doing here? I was like, at least make in the beginning of the movie him actually destroying stuff to make it valid where you need to show up to fight him. And at least, why didn't, like, and again, you can't bring this crew in when there's the Justice League exists. I just felt like if they didn't exist, the Justice League, then I understand why you bring in the Justice Society of America, because they're the only ones there. But this movie just didn't work, because it's like, I don't buy Amanda Waller recalling the Justice Society of America. When you actually break apart Adam, you know, break apart Black Adam, it falls at every level for writing, but people will excuse it because they said it's a dumb, fun action popcorn movie. Like, y'all admitting it's trash. Exactly. So genetic and yeah, exactly. It just, yeah, it's bad. This movie, it's just really bad. But, you know, like I said, a Cyclone was just very forgettable, and it felt like these characters didn't have enough to make me want to like these characters. I was just like, okay, I was just like, they're there. And this movie had the biggest problem where you didn't know what chapter of the movie you were in. I felt like I was in the, like, when we were going through the movie, and we were in, I didn't really know what chapter we were in until we were in the last part of the movie when the devil dude showed up. I was like, this is the last chapter of the movie. We're in this section of the movie. That's a big problem when you don't know what part of the movie you're in, when you should know what part of the movie you're in. That's a problem. It should be chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4 of a movie or something. Like, it's in chapters, but I couldn't tell what chapter we were in. I didn't know, the beginning I didn't know. I was like, okay, like, this started out of nowhere. I'm very confused. And I was like, I don't know why that the son had to be the one to get the powers and then give it to Black Adam. Why couldn't they just go with what I thought within the trailer, where the son and his wife die, and he ends up getting killed, but he wants revenge and ends up getting the power of whatever. You know what I mean? Or something like that. Or they both die and he ends up getting the powers and he realizes he has to step up. I don't know. I just felt like they didn't follow the trailers and what I thought the trailer was. Want to fight? Yeah, Shazam, exactly. His entire purpose is to fight Shazam. Gun full rebooting is just the best, so we can have Black Adam actor who knows his purpose. Exactly. Build up the universe properly. I'm excited for the future, especially that Superman reboot. 100%, bro. I agree with you. The Superman reboot I'm super excited about. I'm a big Superman fan. I'm pretty sure, as you know, and I said that in my Superman video, that I'm super excited that they're actually going to give Superman the love and care that he deserves, that character. And I'm really excited for Gunn's interpretation of, like, you know, I feel like he really will give us the best Superman we probably have ever had. Besides, of course, you know, I want something kind of like what Tyler does on Superman and Lois, and kind of like, you know, and what Brandon Routh kind of did on the tone of Superman, just how, like, because that's the essence of Superman. But I'm really excited to see what, like, Gunn will do with the essence of Superman, actually, like, really, like, you know, give us the character that we actually deserve. So I'm super excited for that. But you know, I also, yeah, like again with The Rock not wanting to fight Shazam and ends up pretty much, you know, going behind, you know, the studio's back to pretty much get like, or going behind the director's back to even bring Superman in this, in the end credit in general, and went to WB to make that happen, because it's like always like, I'm The Rock, I want this, I want to put Superman in my movie at the end credit. He went behind the director's back, and the fact of it is that, you know, The Rock just thinking he just is entitled to be like, oh, this is what I want to do. I want to be the center of the DC universe. I want to fight Superman. I don't want to fight Shazam when Shazam is Black Adam's, like, you know, or I guess Black Adam is Shazam's villain. You know what I mean? It's like that, you know, Shazam's supposed to fight Black Adam, not Black Adam's supposed to fight Superman. I just think that's so dumb that, you know, he just like come in there and just say, this is what I want, and because of who I am. It's like, no, bro, that's not how it works. But yeah, Gunn is writing the Superman movie. Yeah, is so great. People clown on him for the jokes, but he's so much more than that. Yeah, he crafts stories with love and care. Superman's in good hands. I'm hyped. I agree with you. I think when it comes down to the heart, James Gunn's movies do that very well, along with the funniness. I don't think they're going to really throw funniness at us in the Superman movie, but it definitely will have heart because he's writing it. Again, I don't have full faith yet in him making a universe with Peter Safran, because directing is different than directing a universe, but him, you know, writing the script for Superman makes me very happy, but I'll have to wait and see how good he does with the whole building the universe up. It's gonna take probably a couple of movies to really see if I have full faith in him, like I do with Kevin Feige. But you know, I'm excited, definitely. But yeah, honestly though, I just thought it was weird that they were making Black Adam sound like he was such a big threat, but yeah, he really wasn't doing anything very threatening, is what they made him sound like he did, which he didn't do. He only destroyed the old ruler that was enslaving people, and also the ruler that pretty much made his kid and his wife be killed. So I don't know. I just felt like that was dumb for them. For them to come in there for what reason? He wasn't really doing anything, but actually like being an anti-hero. And the whole Hawkman, which I'm gonna go to Hawkman, saying, oh, you know, heroes don't kill people, blah, 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 blah. That's all he kept saying. And I'm like, dude, that's what you think. And it was crazy to me is that I would usually agree with, like, someone that's actually, like, a hero saying that to somebody that's actually killing people. But in this mind, I was like, dude, you're annoying me. I'm kind of with Black Adam on this, where people do need to be killed off, like they're actually hurting people. And I was like, I'm shocked I'm agreeing with this. I was like, I should be agreeing with Hawkman that, you know, heroes don't kill, but I was like, no, bro, you're annoying. I'm agreeing with Black Adam on this, especially with us seeing, you know, what his country's been through. No, these people need to go. That ain't it. Like, I was kind of annoyed about the Justice Society of America being in here. I was like, get away. I was like, you're kind of annoying me that you're coming in here telling us that he's a bad dude, when in all seriousness, he's taking out people that need to be taken out. I was like, I'm shocked I'm agreeing with Black Adam on this one, but I am. I'm like, just get out of here. Like, I was actually with the girl. Again, I was with the girl on this, which the girl right here, when she said, you know, where were you guys before Black Adam showed up, when, you know, we're kind of like, there's people telling us what to do in our own country that aren't even, you know, people are trying to, you know, tell it, like, you know what I mean, like, police us and stuff like that. And, you know what I mean? And you know, we're kind of, you know, we aren't allowed to do the things we should be able to do in our own country. And, you know what I mean? We've been needing help. Like, somebody took over our country, and where were you? And now, you know, before Black Adam showed up, and now Black Adam showed up, we have our champion back. You want to take him away because he's, like, wanting to be our protector? Wants to be the protector of the country. I was like, I kind of agree with her on this. Like, get out of here. Like, I was like, you're kind of like, I was like, it just didn't make sense. Gunn stepping up to the plate. Yeah, creating his DC universe is exciting. Will he succeed? I don't know, but hope I hope and I'm excited to see him try. DC has yet to reach its full potential. I totally agree with you on that. Every DC EU hero has killed. Well, so Hawkman's words are so meaningless. Yeah, that's what I mean. The universe has no proper build up or payoff. Hoping Gunn fixes that. I agree with you, man. Everything you're saying, I agree definitely. That it's like, yeah, people have killed before in DC. I mean, look how many people that Superman killed when you know in BVS when Lois was in trouble. He killed people to protect Lois. He's done it before. Batman killed all those goons when he was fighting them to go save Martha. Like, he's killed people. He branded people. Stuff that character should not be doing, but he was doing it. Yeah, bro had a gun. So I mean, you know what I mean? Like, Batman had a gun in the DCEU. Like, he had a gun, and he was like branding people. That's some stuff Batman's supposed to be doing. But again, it's like, so him coming in here saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be killing people." Yeah, you're right. It just didn't make sense. Like I said, it didn't make sense to the greater why they were there when the Justice League exists. So they shouldn't really be there because they're not strong enough unit to take down Black Adam. They weren't. Like, what was Amanda Waller thinking? I was like, Bruce Wayne, the Justice League. Hell, she ends up calling in Superman at the end of the movie. So if you were going to do that, why don't you do it at the beginning of the movie? Shit like that just doesn't make sense. I can't think of any other shit about this. Quite honestly, that's just how forgettable the movie is. I can't even think of all the other shit that pissed me off. Like, it was mainly this stupid kid on that damn skateboard. Yeah, this dumb kid on the damn skateboard. I mean, it really frustrated me. It was so annoying. It's like, why are we focusing on these characters? Especially when it went nowhere. Why? What was the point? I'd rather have had the girl have a connection, I'd rather have her have a connection to Black Adam some way. That's why she has the necklace. But they didn't even do that. She just had, this pendant that got passed down, this piece of, like, this rare metal that got passed down, but I'm like, you have no connection to him, so why'd you even, like, tell that story? Like, what was the point of that? You know what I mean? It's like, and I thought it would have made sense why that's how she was able to call upon Black Adam and say Shazam, is because she had a connection to Black Adam. You know what I mean? Whether it be Black Adam's wife, it could have been that could have been this girl's great whatever. Who knows? But they didn't do anything that connected and really made much sense. So I was like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. But by the end of the movie, they end up actually putting, they convince, Hawkman convinces, Black Adam to go in stasis. He realizes that when he ends up accidentally hurting the kid when he ends up going to save the kid, because the kid ends up getting captured by, like I said, the mother's, like, expedition, friend that, that went with her to go find the crown. He ends up, like I said, kidnapping the kid to get the crown, to turn him back into the stupid devil PlayStation 2 villain. And, that looks like it's from God of War or some shit. Like, that's what it looks like, honestly. Like, something that came out of God of War back on, like, PlayStation 2. Or some shit like that. It looks bad. But, we end up, he ends up... Well, the thing I didn't understand at first is that he opened the shield to let Black Adam in to kill him, when it's like, that doesn't make sense because you have the crown, you have the kid, but you want to open the shield to have Black Adam stop you from killing the kid and end up killing you. But apparently he needed to die to get the powers to turn into this like, devilish PlayStation 2 villain. So I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense. And then the whole final battle between him and Black Adam and Hawkman fighting too, and this dude killing Dr. Fate, I was like, okay. I was like, you just did Dr. Fate's character dirty. Even though I didn't find that character interesting even in the beginning of the movie, to even really care when he died. I don't know, this movie was just bad. It executed on us us caring about the characters. It didn't execute on them actually telling a good story that made sense. It didn't execute where it should make you know in what chapter you are within the movie. It didn't execute on actually focusing on the characters that mattered, whether it be the Justice Society of America and why they are there, and why the Justice League isn't there. It didn't execute on how much of a threat that Black Adam is to make these heroes show up to stop him. It just didn't execute that very well. It was too comedic. Like it was too much slow-mo and too comedic with the music and stuff, the music choices and the fight sequences. It was just way too comedic. I was frustrated when I saw this movie. Well, yeah, Brighter Side. His gun is destroying all of this exactly, and full rebooting. The Rock is big mad. Yeah, right now, lol. I'd feel bad, but he let such a bad movie exist. Exactly, and also he felt too entitled to make it about his character, when that's a side character to Shazam. I was like a side villain to Shazam. So him trying to make it all about him, I didn't fuck with it at all. And he messed up what they did in Shazam. The story about him, about the wizard choosing Black Adam, and then that dude letting out a whole bunch of creatures, and then that's when he had to condemn Black Adam because he chose wrong. None of that happened in this movie where he let out those creatures, and you know what I mean? He condemned Black Adam for him not being worthy with the power, but he didn't let out any creatures or do anything that they said in Shazam. So already they ruined the lore of that, what they were trying to set up in Shazam, to have that Black Adam show up for Shazam to fight Black Adam. They ruined all that shit. So that was annoying. All because Rock wanted to make it about him. That was annoying. Also, the action was so generic, nothing, inventive, inventive. It was so much of the same that just felt, room to it. It just felt, This movie wanted to be the MCU so bad, lol, that it carried the worst MCU films, into it, it literally carried the worst MCU films, it did, it literally did. Any MCU film, like Dark World or anything, I put above this. And sadly, that was not their intent, where they wanted to make this, better than a lot of the MCU movies that so-called, that people didn't like, but it's no, you made those movies 10 times better. You know what I mean? It just that you wanted to beat out that people didn't like of the MCU. So I just thought that was funny. But yeah, honestly though, a lot of the slow-mo sequences with the Rock, and him doing his killing people, the music didn't fit. It felt like CGI we've seen, the stuff we've seen before. Again, I hate when we get too much slow-mo. We got way too much slow-mo in this movie. And I hate slow-mo when you use it too much. And it was way too used too much. And also the scenes where he was floating, when he first gets released from his prison. The scene where he's in the mother and the son's, apartment, and he ends up just walking through the wall out of the son's room, ends up moving the chair with the brother on it, and then he ends up saying, when the girl starts talking, he ends up pretty much saying, ends up walking out the wall. Those were funny sequences, and they weren't supposed to be funny, I think. But the moment where, he's just slightly, slowly, floating down and ascending down the middle of the banister of the stairwell, it felt like he was on a string, just slightly getting lower down. And then when he's also in the street and he's like this, I hated it. I was I could clearly tell he's on the wire. I was this is not good. I was this is just bad. This movie, and they said, the weakest MCU movies still destroy Black Adam. Well, exactly. They definitely do. I'd rather watch Dark World 10 times over than this movie. I'm never watching this movie again. I didn't even really want to watch it today. My sister's the one that wanted to watch it. I was I guess so. It's on HBO Max, whatever. I was I'll do a review on it, definitely, because the hierarchy of power. Yeah, bro. The hierarchy of the dumpster, bro. Shit. Of the trash can. This needs to be put in a trash compactor and be destroyed. Any evidence of this movie needs to get thrown in a trash compactor and just crushed. Because this movie was not the hierarchy of power. Trash can. This was... This is so bad. This was so freaking bad. Oh my god. But, that's pretty much it. That's all I can really think about. That was pretty much it. This movie was not good. And I pretty much said everything. Definitely let me know, Superwise, if I missed anything. Because, bro, this movie was bad. It was bad. And again, I wanted to add more like slides, but I feel like I added a lot of the slides of like each part of the movie. I think I did very well, and like of also with the characters. I mean, it's just this movie. I'm gonna get back to the main thing. We're just gonna stay here. Yeah, dude, overhyped. Yeah, the movie. Yeah, dude, overhyped the movie so much with the hierarchy BS. Lol, the hierarchy of power in the DC universe did change with Gunn rebooting. Laughing my ass off. That's a good one, bro. That's a good one. You should tweet that. That shit's funny as hell. Because Black Adam finally came out on HBO Max. You should tweet that. That's funny as shit. Yeah, it did change with James Gunn taking over. Cause bro, he overhyped the shit out of the promoting he did for this trash can movie was like he really wanted to make this work. And he thought just because my name is involved in it, and just because I'm promoting it, and just because I walked up in DC and I'm gonna like make it about me about a side character for make it about a character that's supposed to be a side character for Shazam, supposed to be a Shazam villain. I think I could save the DC universe. It's like, no, bro. Your character was never supposed to have his own movie, really. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're going to have your own movie, it should have been... It's like, if anything, if you wanted to have this movie, I could have seen this movie happening, and then Shazam showing up at the end, not Superman. But it's like, no, dude. It's like, no, you don't get to pick and choose, and you don't get to, like, just make it about you. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Especially about a character that is a side character, again, to Shazam. You can't do that. But other than that, it's like, this movie was overhyped and a dumpster fire. And the people that, I mean, again, if you like this movie, cool. I kind of question on what movies you didn't like. You know what I mean? When it comes to like some Marvel movies, if you're a part of that, select group of people that, didn't like a lot of Marvel movies, but you liked this movie, I question your movie liking a bit. Because this movie was bad. It was bad all around. It was really bad. But other than that, guys, I'm really curious to know if you guys have anything down in the comments below. Like, what part of the movie didn't you like? If you didn't like any part of the movie. If you guys did like this movie, definitely let me know why you liked this movie. And also, definitely let me know, like, how you feel about James Gunn totally, like, making this not exist. Because I'm so glad he's doing that, because this movie needs to not exist, because it made no sense even in the universe that it was in. It made no sense. Choice on the special, rare, metal rock, and when it's like it was nowhere else but here, and also, them not calling it, Amanda Waller not calling in the Justice League and calls in the, Justice Society of America. Those are two things that do not make sense in the universe that they previously built with DC. It just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. People who love Black Adam but criticize Phase 4, bro, damn right, we question your, tastes. Well, exactly. 100%. People piss me off, too, that you have the nerve to, and you definitely know what I'm talking about too, Superwise, where I'm like, you hear people complain about great CGI in Marvel movies, right? They complain when they find out it's CGI. When I'm like, you didn't know it was CGI before, but you're gonna complain, and when the behind the scenes shit, is out to the public, you're gonna complain when you find out it's CGI. I said, how are you complaining when it's good CGI that you couldn't tell it was even CGI? And those are the same people that don't see. And those are the same people that are DC fans that don't see when DC does stupid shit. It's those same people. I can't imagine they're Marvel fans complaining about that. If you're actually a Marvel fan, it's the DC fans that want to hate on Marvel because Marvel and also DC fans, or even just Marvel fans, hate on DC for them failing at what they are doing. It's like, no, you can't do that. It's like, no, it's like, that's just you being angry and you want to go do that and call it out for some unknown reason you want to make no sense. It's like, no, it's like, it just doesn't make any sense. that you want to say, because I can't imagine you're a Marvel fan and you're complaining when there's good CGI that you couldn't tell it was CGI and you thought it was real. I mean, I can't imagine. Did the same, yeah. People who literally complain about MCU, Black Adam did the same thing, but worse. And they didn't say a damn thing. Yeah, hypocrisy, for real, yeah. Yeah, people, yeah, exactly. It's crazy to me because, you know, it's either, and it's also what's crazy is that even when they're not, even when it's like not the DC fans doing that, even though I feel like it definitely is, and they're trolling, and they're the ones saying, Marvel, there again, Marvel with CGI when it's good CGI when you can't tell it's CGI. I feel like it's also like, since we've gone into Phase 4, Marvel fans just, want something to complain about. And it's like a lot of it's been CGI. That's what I've been hearing of this new phase. It's been like people, Marvel fans or DC fans or whatever, or DC fans are pretending to be, or DC fans hating on the thing, pretending to be Marvel fans, or vice versa, or whatever you call it. Whether if it's a Marvel fan actually talking about the CGI of Phase 4, or if it's a DC person wanting to get back at Marvel because they want to get on all the hate of people talking about Marvel CGI when it's good CGI. It's like that's so dumb because it's the CGI is good, so I'm so confused that's what you're pointing out about Phase 4 of Marvel, is you don't like CGI when I don't see what's wrong with the CGI. That just doesn't make any sense to me when people do some shit like that. It's like I don't get it. It's like, why would you complain about something that is good that you couldn't even tell it was that thing until they release it on a behind the scenes featurette? That makes no sense. It's like you should be happy that they're able to do that, where you couldn't even tell it was that. It's like that's amazing to me that that's even possible. I really don't understand it at all. And it's like we have a right, again, because usually, again, there's some DC Marvel fans that just want to hate on DC and they're not DC fans at all. And then there's the set group of people that are Marvel and DC fans, like myself, like Superwise, that will call out when DC, and also when Marvel does stupid shit too. But like, DC really is known for not having the best CGI and also not having the best stories. And you know what I mean? And best, it's usually known for that. And we need to be on them about this shit because we want things to change. Hence why James Gunn is coming in here and hopefully going to save this shit. Because literally it's yeah. But yeah, other than that, like, I don't even know. Like, I'm hoping going forward in DC we can definitely see this universe being built, and really, I'm hoping that James Gunn and Peter Safran can really like save it. You know what I mean? Them rebooting it, I feel like automatically people think that's them saving it. But I hope when we see some projects start coming out, that we will start to see the saving of this universe. So I'm really hoping that they can really succeed on this, and we can really see some great projects from DC. Because I want them both. I want DC and Marvel both to win. Because guess what? At the end of the day, I want us, people that are just fans of Marvel or just fans of DC or fans of both. I want us both to eat good. I want us both to really enjoy what we're watching and be proud of what we're watching, and be proud of like our characters coming to life. I really want that for both sides of the coin, whether you're a Marvel fan or just a Marvel fan, and whether if you're just a DC fan and not a Marvel fan, or you're both. You know what I mean? I want us both to win, and hopefully we can do that. I hope, because also I want a DC versus Marvel movie, really bad, like really bad. I want a Marvel versus DC movie, or Marvel versus or like a Avengers versus Justice League, or a Marvel versus DC movie, whether it be whatever. I want that so bad. And I feel like that can only happen if they're both very successful. So let's hope. And Black Adam, well, I hope not so ready for the proper, universe from DC. Yeah, if it can reach its full potential, it will be something amazing. 100% I agree. The possibilities are endless on what is possible for DC, and that maybe them doing something with Marvel if they can really, you know, be successful. You know what I mean? And start, you know, making the fans happy. I think that's when we could see a possibility of like a DC versus Marvel project happening in the future. But we gotta see like maybe a year or two with DC to see them really build up their universe and really get to the point where like they could do a movie like that, and you know, and really see how successful they can be, and you know, and making the fans happy, and also like, you know, and really start giving the fans trust in the universe. So I definitely think that would probably take 1 or 2 years definitely to build things up, to really get people to trust in the new DC universe and stuff, and really like get it to the point where that could possibly happen. But other than that, guys, I really appreciate everybody that was in here. Superwise, I appreciate that you were in here, man. Thank you so much. Along with everybody else, that really means a lot to me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, definitely subscribe to the channel, put in notifications, like this video. I'd love to have you guys here, a part of the family, part of the channel. We're all about spreading love, positivity, and motivation. And yet again, guys, we are well on our way into 600 subscribers. My goal is to get to, I would love to get to like 620 before the end of this year. That would be really amazing. My goal initially is to get to 1,000 subscribers. That is really my big goal. Because, you know, that's when I like, that's really just the big goal. I would be thrilled if we can get to that. Like, that would be amazing. Like, that is my big time goal, is to get to 1,000 subscribers and really see this channel be known, and really see, you know, and really have this, you know, community, like, you know, get really big, and, you know, we can really spread that love, positivity, and motivation that, you know, I always preach here on my channel, because, you know, that's it at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's like me, as us all doing that, spreading love, positivity, and motivation. And also like, I'm really strong about, you know, telling, you know, DC how it is, you know what I mean, and or whether, not even just DC, but movies in general, or whatever. Like, I like to tell it how it is. I don't like to sugarcoat things, and I just think this movie was really bad. But yeah, guys, again, that was the video. That was the stream. I hope everybody has a great